Friends, let me talk to you for a second. I'm going to try and give you my resume in about 5 minutes. It'll take about 5 minutes. But I'd like to explain my job history. They won't claim it, but I'm a graduate of Boston University. When I left Boston University, I thought I was going back to Boston and that was going to be my life. Well, my apartment got converted into a condominium. It cost $50,000. I knew that was a ripoff. I didn't buy it. It's probably worth $2 million today. So what I did instead was I came home to Cleveland and I joined a band. And when I walked into a restaurant to meet somebody who I was friends with, not really a date, she said to me, while I'm here, hold up one second. She said, why don't you apply for a job while you're here? And I said, I don't want to work at a restaurant. She said, you're not doing anything, you're just playing in a band. So I said, all right, I'll apply. So I talked to the boss. I said, I'm a graduate of Boston University. I have a psychology degree. He said, well, what do you want to do here? I said, I'd like to bartend, I'd like to be a waiter. You know, anything besides boss. And he said, yeah, I know what you mean. And he said, how about this? How about you bus for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks? I said, yeah, that sounds good. So I knew right there I was a good negotiator, and I decided to become a lawyer. Now, I had a career. I formed a partnership with Jerry Dowling. We were probably, Jerry's here tonight. Jerry, did you drive your Rolls or your Cadillac? Jerry and I didn't knock the world out as lawyers. He knew everybody in the east side or the west side. I knew everybody in the east side. And we get into conversations like, you know what? I lost $1 million, lost $2 million, and our eyebrows would go up and they go, and my lawyer tells me I don't have a good case. And I'm going like, why are you telling this to me if you got a lawyer already? So I decided to go into law practice in the city because Jerry said that was a good idea. And I got to tell you something. I learned when somebody walks into your office and says, I got a really interesting problem. You know, 2 things. It's not interesting and it's really fucked up. Okay? So I didn't know how to get out of one of them because it became such a mess. And all of a sudden, I had my friend Gary Naherney come over one night and we were playing and he started doing something with a drumstick on a percussion instrument. And I had a few beers and some other stuff, and I said, you know what? I got an idea. And I thought about a guitar that you could play upside down, and I was not an engineer, so I didn't have the understanding of why it wouldn't work. And eventually, I said, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so I tried to do something, and it worked. It took a couple of modifications, and I'm at my job, and my job, it started off okay, then it got weird, then it got beyond weird. There's one person in here who's nodding his head. He knows what I'm talking about. And what happened was, I had to get the hell out of here. So I applied for a patent on this instrument. And while I applied for a patent, I go to this seminar of a guitar player named Pat Martino. Pat Martino is one of the weirdest human beings on this planet. Unbelievable guitarist, amazing guitarist. But if you've ever read anything by him, you'll go, this guy's an absolute genius. I don't know what he is talking about. And there are reasons for that. He had a very traumatic injury. What he says makes sense, and he certainly backs it up. But here's an example of what happened at the seminar. I got to set this beer down. I went because a friend of mine wanted me to meet his son, who's also a guitar player. I figured, hey, what harm can come out of this seminar? So he starts talking, Pat Martino starts talking, and again, he says, are there any questions? And this guy raises his hand, and he says, Pat, you're an unbelievable guitar player. When you need a lesson, who do you go to? And he says, when I need a lesson, I go to the best. I go to myself. And I look at my friend and I go, and what happens after that is somebody says, Pat, you're an unbelievable guitar player. You got any books you could recommend? And he says, the Book of Now is the greatest book ever written. And I'm going like, well, I know I'm not getting that book. So I leave that place and I run to my friend Brad Smedley, who's a very good musician, and I want to laugh about the seminar with him. And I said, Brad, what you think of that seminar? He goes, man, it was good, wasn't it? Oh, it was? And he says, yeah. I go, have you ever read the book And Now? He says, sure. I said, did you like it? He says, it'll change your life. I go, what? He goes, it'll change your life. So my life isn't going that good at that point in time. I go to Barnes & Noble and I go to the self-help section. And I'm looking for the book and I can't find it. So I reluctantly go to the clerk and I say, have you ever heard of the book And Now? She goes, oh yeah. I said, can you order it for me? She goes, oh, we have it. I said, well, I was just at the self-help section and I couldn't find it. She goes, oh, it's not there. So we walked to the spiritual section. And she picks it up and she shows it to me. And I said, is it a good book? She said, Oprah liked it. And I said, well, I might be interested anyway. And I'm going through the book. I'm not recommending it. I am not recommending it. But watch, it changed my life. What it says everything that's ever happened at any point in time has always happened in the present. It didn't happen in the past. It didn't happen next week. If you're going to do something, you got to do it at that moment. And it sounds simple, but I read that, I go, yeah, okay. Well, I go to work, and the lawyer calls me up and says, the lawyer who I went to get the patent says, you got your patent. And I said, I'm getting the hell out of here. I go to my boss, and I said, I quit. And he says, why? I said, well, I got my patent on my musical instrument. He goes, okay. And it was a good day then. The next couple of weeks were beyond crazy. You can't even imagine, and I'm not allowed to say half the stuff, but it was really, really bizarre. But it all worked out because I didn't get the patent. I got a letter from the patent office saying I was rejected. And I'm going, oh, okay, that's good. So at least I'm out of the job anyway. I mean, that's one positive thing. So I called the attorney up, and I said, I got rejected. He goes, yeah, I know. I said, you told me I got it. He goes, well, I could tell by the way they rejected you, you're going to get it. He goes, you can't figure that out? Going, I'm not a patent attorney. I'm an attorney. I don't know anything about patents. He goes, oh, you'll get it. So I got the patent, and it's a weird thing. I got an instrument that is unbelievable. I can probably dedicate my life to selling it, but I'm not a businessman, and it's a really fun instrument to play. It's a really fun instrument to show people. I wasn't going to bring it tonight, but the drummer said, Tom, I got friends coming up. You got to bring the Jasper Bridge. It was named after my doggy Jasper, because Jasper got me through that period of time, and I'd like to demo it for you. We're going to work this one out, and here we go.